The LIBRE Initiative does work with Hispanic groups, and the LIBRE Institute does educational work. Ivette Diaz from the Institute. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, John.
What is the Institute?
So
I run an institute. I know what kind of scam an institute is. What is this LIBRE Institute scam?
So on our end, the LIBRE Institute, what we do is we reach out to the Hispanic community in the U.S. and we educate and engage them on the benefits of a free society. We do that through two ways primarily: community development events and seminars. And so we are reaching the community in ways that are very relevant to their needs. ESL classes, civics classes, English as a second language. We do one-off events for things like financial literacy or small business. And within the context of getting folks that information, we're also able to talk to them about freedom and the principles that make this country great.
Slow down here, because I know what this is. This is just another Koch-funded scam to bring people into your little evil conservative world, get them registered, and vote for Republicans. I see right through what you're trying to do.
Absolutely not. What we really are about is the free and open society, and we really want people to understand the blessings of liberty. Many of us have left this country. We've left other countries and bought into this country. Know that it's different. Know that it's the land of opportunity. Know that we're making sacrifices so that our families can flourish, and don't always understand the why. And we really want liberty to live in the hearts of these folks. We think that's what drives progress. We think that's what benefits this country overall.
Those are nice, wonderful, rosy words that I use all the time too. But let's put some meat onto that. What is different about a Hispanic American when you're trying to talk about the ideas of liberty, personal property, rule of law, why these things are important? What's different than just anybody else? Is there a cultural barrier to get that message across?
In some ways. I don't know that necessarily it's a barrier as far as it's an opportunity, right? Everybody's coming to something with their own context. And so for Hispanic immigrants specifically, they're trying to get food on the table. They're trying to get their kids educated. Sometimes they're just happy that their kid is in a classroom every day and they're getting educated. They don't necessarily know that there are things that are occurring on a political system that perhaps have their kids trapped in a school that is not giving them what they need to pursue the American dream and to go further than their parents did. So we get to talk about, hey, we're having a back-to-school event, for instance, and we're giving away school supplies, and we're talking backpacks and parent engagement.
Oh, so now you're buying voters. I see what you're doing. But a lot of it's true that maybe they might not understand a lot of the policies as far as, wait a second, you have choice even inside the system for schools.
Right.
You can go to a charter school, you might be able to do online, you could do at home, you can do all these other things because they're busy surviving.
Correct.
And so they're not thinking necessarily about the day-to-day politics around them.
Right.
And the philosophy. So when you say you do seminars, what do you talk about at a seminar?
Yeah, so at a seminar, we're talking kind of more of the difference between perhaps like a back-to-school event and a seminar is a civics course, for instance, or what we're doing in Florida, because there are so many folks that are coming to Orlando really in a bad spot, leaving the hurricanes, and we're rolling out a whole program for Welcome to Florida. What does that look like? What do you need to know about how things on this side of the country work? English classes, how to sign up for school, just all of the different things that they might need to know in acclimating to life in Florida after Puerto Rico. So that's more of an extended thing.
We'd be wrong to say that there isn't a political aspect to the work that you're doing. Not that it's partisan, but it's certainly political, that you're trying to get people to think about American politics in a different way. You're trying to get them active. That's not a secret, is it?
No, not necessarily. And by active, I think it looks like a lot of different things, right? In the nonprofit sector, in the civil society sector, you want folks to be engaged and to understand what their rights are and to take advantage of freedom. And so that means not relying on the government. That means understanding that there are external barriers that are put to their little entrepreneurship efforts, whether that's selling tacos on the side of the street. We're definitely selling policy so that folks understand how those things impact. But activism doesn't necessarily need to mean voter registration and knocking on doors. Activism can mean I'm going to sit on this school board. I'm going to sit on a coalition for school choice. So it's really about seeing people understand policy and be active and courageous advocates for freedom, but that's not necessarily with a specific political outcome.
There's this misnomer. I think people want to get involved politically or force people into politics without first doing the thought work. That is saying, wait a second, what is the philosophy I really believe in. And if your philosophy is of centralized planning, well, then what I teach is not going to be good for you. But if you think that you should be free to make your own decisions, what I talk about might sing to you, and then you should go to politics the other way around. And I think we miss that. And I think that's part of any good organization's mission to do that. So how do you measure success?
We measure success in a variety of ways. Part of it is just seeing who's continuing to come, who's getting excited, who says this is, when you see the light bulb go on in people's faces and say, wow, I didn't realize that freedom was a threat. It's something that I take for granted. I'm in America now. This is the land of freedom. And they say, actually, yes, I want to show up to a pro-school choice rally, or I want to show up and invite my neighbors to come and hear more. So we measure it on those repeat engagements. We measure it on folks who are leaving an ESL class and understand that I need to really take advantage of these opportunities and to realize that there are threats and that there are folks on the other end that are maybe just selling me one agenda item.
And everything you do, I'm assuming, you do in Spanish as well.
Right. So there's definitely a bilingual effort. And obviously the Hispanic community is not monolithic. And so in Colorado, we may see more bilingual things.
People want to learn a little bit more. Where do they go online?
The LibreInstitute.org.
LibreInstitute. Thank you. Listen for me on KHOW Radio. Read me in the Denver Post. We'll see you next week.